Dawn of Reality, The Burgeoning by Ron O'Cook. A sweet dawning, not that one is, but that whereby is, that is the purpose of being, to become through knowing the all. As a sweet dawning of effulgent light spreading upon the mindscape of humanity, comes the messenger of fate, whose media to man becomes complete and irrefutable through its manifestation into time-space. The mind of humanity is now awakened to the totality of all that has transpired in this, the physical plane of being. All evidence is complete. At no other time in this world has all been given to the living psyche of human contemplation mankind than the period henceforth called the Omega Age, age of total knowing through mental effort and media from the information float of eternity. Ad Namid Sense 160 by 600 Blue. We can no longer hide from who and what we are, for the scope of all existence shows itself in panorama to those who reflect upon the mirror of the soul. Each of us has worked collectively yet individually and unknowingly to contribute ancient past to future time. The godly media of the Ancient of Man is saying, can you see what I am showing you? No one can hide, for all is known and all has been presented via the messages in human culture to the mapping of data within each and everyone's soul. We stand motionless in the sight of its power to our memory, and soon we will all know there is only one source of its issuance, the mind of being and becoming. The physical sources in the common infrastructure of this new awakening are many and may be found in virtually every aspect of our communicative culture, e.g., advertising, marketing, public relations, film, video, DVD, CD, books, papers, radio, and word of mouth. It is a saturation we are feeling, and it covers all parameters. Even the very air we breathe is inundated with the interlacing of the duration of all time. Reading between the lines of secular media becomes almost unimportant in the face of the real directive, for God speaks even through the language of evil's own methods to corrupt. Its effort does not shield the truth. They cannot win nor escape the course of his burgeoning wisdom to presence. Empathic we become, to experience all the cinematic secondary interlacing messages, and all the data of the Internet and World Wide Web. It is all bound within the broadcast of our cellular travels, telling us who and what we are in this realm of physical existence. Finally, it is all becoming apparent via in the silent messages of our dreams as we come to the sudden realization of the word. The all-encompassing word is reason. Our computers stare at us permeated with redundant data so overwhelming with who and what we are, that we cannot truly ascertain all at once the magnitude of this all-knowing state. Delivered to man's intellect are the data of ancient wars held in present wars and other megasocial confluence for each and every possible scenario of existence on this earth throughout history. Its presence is gestalt. There is no hiding from this saturating rain of information upon the nervous structure of our lens on life. Our brains know the sources of information and where to find the answers to the why of our existence. Truth and lie cannot be hidden. Positive and negative behavior is known to the deepest soul. We can no longer fool one another when the dawning of this event becomes obvious. It is the burgeoning of our very essence. The old secret of doing unto others as you would do unto yourself becomes indisputable when it dawns upon one that we are all part of this grand scheme. And we are responsible for it all. That is why truth has always been the focus of humanity's pathway in this realm of being. There can be no other way but to love one another, since each of us is the other. Everything we perceive to build our mental being is gathered by information fed back to us via the other 2-hour lens on life. The brain and then the mind. It is the universal mind we build. If there were no other, there would be no us, for data feeds the mind. The one is linked to the other in this time-space. If we lie to the other, we lie to the self, and the mirror of our mind becomes aberrant. How can we act upon information that is not truth? Many brothers and sisters of this realm of the moire arena matrix of existence have said that there is no religion higher than truth. When man seeks to control the other outside of himself, he plays false and the mirror of life is chipped and marked. This realm is full of illusions, and now all the illusions are manifesting into data that corrects them to the truth. He who lies with informal fallacies political is known, and this plane of being is about to undergo a catharsis toward truth. There is no place for evil and lies to hide its image, for fabricated illusions are known to the collective. We know. Why must all this happen? Why can't we all go on living our lies and telling each other lies to spice up the environment? Could it be that human flippancy has overstayed its welcome due to its enormity of utilization to co-opt truth for the convenience of self-gratification? Indeed so. Why, just as Einstein suggested that we move to the macro viewpoint in order to see more clearly the plan of Godhood, we move out up, and dimensionally we amplify the data of all we see from above. Not only do we perceive more territory, we can focus simultaneously on one object and inculcate all the data relating to its singularity. God's cursor has amplified within the mind's eye of the beholder. As each day passes, event sequences become whole documentaries encompassing associated events into a clear picture of cause and effect to our souls. With each tick of the collective picoseconds, data expands geometrically to encompass even more reason to happenstance as cellular travel expands. At some point each and every one of us will see the clarity of truth and know the feeble effect of lies and implanted laughing tracks. Cellular travel is the physical leveraging of time-space for the benefit of knowledge and wisdom to the spiritual soul. It can only be accomplished by the higher being existing within the realm of perceived existence. As with X-ray vision we begin to know who is hoax and who is for real. Cellular travel issues out from unknown sources as seen from this side. Movement out of timelessness is as a godly broadcast of potential that is generated out of His order and unity, which are the products of the elements and principles of deified nature. Mind a creative thrust builds from potential and feeds back upon itself to amplify changing potential in the assembled matrix of time-space, the moire arena. Through event sequences, linked via connected feedback networks, memory becomes localized within the broadcasted light. Vehicles which makes up every form manifesting in dimensional essence. This collection of animated particles or carriers fabricates localizations or singular vehicles within a moire arena's program and mapping criteria. The mentality of mankind has reached its potential and all else is a means to an end. Upon the cellular reference plane, mapping at exponential speed, is the accumulation of humanity's knowledge and wisdom of itself. The mind is boggled as it strains to decipher massive thought globules that contain dense information about each singular particulate. Lives and their complications flash past our mental cursor on existence brain and we see the familiarity of our own attempt at the prime objective of being here in time-space. As we see this euphorically experienced flash of the Ancient of Days templated with the days of our lives, we know something big is about to happen to humanity. Positive and negative actions swirling through the broadcast of being is evident. What wrongs have been committed against man by man? The World Trade Center 9.11, WorldCom, Enron, Xerox and thousands of other fabricated wrongs sit on the horizon as reminders of our plight. In the future, a potential world at war, due to the small minds that guide this planet, will show its tentacles unless humanity steps forward into the light. Few listen, few seem to care, but we are only now awakening and soon it will become exponential. It will be our final test. The agglomeration of man's efforts has reached a stench that all can smell and its efforts to survive are fragmenting away at each false foundation of its hateful building. We must stand and deliver or all will come tumbling down as did the Tower of Babel. Not that one is, but that whereby that is the essence of being here in time-space. It is not about us. It is about the collective of the all. We all must work through truth to save this thing we call life.